Listen, if you are broke, it is the absolute best time to start investing right now. Now, I want you to hear me on this one because if you're young and you don't have that much money yet, we've all been there. That is not a reason to wait to start investing though. And honestly, it might be the exact reason why you should start this very second. When I was in college, I was living with 5 other roommates and I was working every single month just to make rent. Now, I wasn't sitting on extra money. I wasn't ahead. I wasn't one of those people who had everything figured out super early. I just had this idea, this gut feeling, this intuition that if I kept waiting until I felt like I was ready or I made more money, I was probably going to stay on the sidelines for way longer than I should have. So I just started, okay? And looking back, that one decision changed everything for me. Not because the amount was life-changing, it was like $50. So it wasn't that, but it was because it just got me into the game. It made it feel real to me. And that's what I want to talk about in this video because I really do think that the habit of getting your money into the stock market matters way more than the amount does up front. And people wait so long to learn that lesson. Starting today is just the absolute best thing to do. So let's talk about why broke is actually the best time to start investing. So here's what I think most people miss when they're broke. That season can actually work so well in your favor. When you have very little money, you can't make a massive mistake. It's just not possible. You can't blow up your finances with a bad decision on $50 the same way that you could with $5, $10, $15,000. The stakes are low enough that, well, you can figure it out without blowing your life up. You can make small mistakes. You can afford to do that, learn the mechanics, and get used to putting the money somewhere other than your checking account. The other reason why it's the best time to start investing when you're broke is that you have something like on your side that wealthy people in their 40s, 50s, 60s don't, and that is time. See, the math and compounding, it isn't complicated. Money in the market tends to grow around 8 to 10% annually on average over long-term time horizons. Numbers not magic. It is just what happens when you give the capital enough time to compound. But the key word there is time. And the earlier you start, the more time that you're buying yourself. So every year that you wait is a year of compounding that you never get back. Not a dollar, it is a full year. That distinction matters because you could lose out on massive percentages of your net worth simply by waiting 1 year to invest. But honestly, I don't even think that's the most important reason to start while you're broke. I think it has nothing to do with math. It has to do with your identity, all right? If you wait until you have money to start investing, you will spend years of your life. You're gonna be thinking of yourself as somebody who does not invest. You're gonna build habits, thought patterns, and financial behaviors around not investing. So starting while you're broke forces you to become someone who invests before you have any real reason to believe that it's going to matter for you. And that shift is where the real value lives. Because I still remember what it felt like the first time I actually bought something.
I'll be looking around for some of the best kind of safe stocks and seeing if I can grow in that aspect.
And honestly, it sounds ridiculous looking back at it because it was such a small amount and it just impacted me so much. I had done just enough research to feel like, all right, I could invest in this company. It's probably not going to do too much. I barely had any reasonable information for this stuff. I literally had $50. I put it into the stock. And I remember the second I did that, I watched the numbers. I sat there and my heart was actually racing. We're talking about over $50, something I wouldn't bat an eye at this point, but it was terrifying and exciting at the same time. The amount was so tiny, but I cared more about it than I definitely should have. I couldn't stop watching it. That night I checked it before I went to sleep. The next morning I checked it again before I did anything else. I started reading about that company. I started reading about other companies. I started watching videos, following people who talked about money differently than anybody I'd ever come across in my life before, and consuming more information in a week than I had absorbed about personal finance my entire life before that point. Like, it was such a pivotal moment for me, all because I had $50 in the stock market. Now, I want to be honest with you. My first investment was in an individual stock, a company. It was like a Nike, a Tesla, something like that. And if I were starting over today, I would just skip that step. I would go straight to something like VTI or VOO, which are funds that get you exposure to hundreds of different companies at once instead of betting everything on one singular company. So the guesswork of individual stocks is genuinely not worth it when you're starting out, and probably not worth it for most people ever. But even doing this the suboptimal way when I first started, the act of starting rewired how I thought about money, and that is the part that I want everybody to take super seriously here. Now let's talk about why small amounts matter way more than you think. So let me share this with you. I honestly think that your first $5 matters way more than your first $5,000 you're investing if you waited to put that money in. Now, I know that sounds like something that somebody would say just to be motivational without actually meaning it. So let me explain what I mean. You see, your first $5 is not about the money itself. It is about proving to yourself that you are somebody who actually does this. It's about crossing the line from a person who thinks about, hey, I could invest someday, to somebody who is actually living it. Once you cross that line, everything is going to change for you, because now you have skin in the game, and skin in the game changes how you pay attention to everything. I think people are just like really overwhelmed before getting into investing, thinking it's an extremely challenging thing to do. It is extremely easy to go out, buy different companies, buy different stocks, and you're going to learn so fast after you do that, because, well, people dramatically underestimate the behavioral shift that comes with even having that small amount of money in the market. Now, before you invest, financial content, well, it feels abstract. The market updates feel really irrelevant. Conversations about index funds or portfolio allocation feel like something for just other people. But the moment that you have any sort of money, your own money in there, all of it becomes personal. You're going to start paying attention differently. You're going to start learning faster. I know that you're going to dive into the more content. You're already watching a video like this. Like, you are going to learn so much information about investing. You start contributing more when you can, but this unlocks it for you, because this is now your portfolio and you are going to be watching this thing like a hawk. Now, your first investment is not about wealth building overnight. It is about changing your identity. You go from somebody who thinks about investing to somebody who actually invests. The person who has been investing like consistently, right, since they were 22, small, consistent contributions, they look dramatically different at 40 than the person who waited until they had, well, a comfortable salary and a full emergency fund and all this stuff before they started. Not just financially, but in terms of how they think, how they talk about money, how they make decisions, and the habit shapes the person. So behavior compounds before money compounds. Most people hear compounding and they automatically think about charts, percentages, and the line going up over time. Now, all of that is true and it does matter, but there's a version of compounding that happens before any of this, and it is the version that actually makes the financial compounding possible. That is behavioral compounding. See, the person who starts investing at 22 with $40 a month is not just getting the financial return on $40 a month. They are building a habit that is going to feel stronger with each and every contribution. They are developing a relationship with their money that's going to get more sophisticated every single year. They are making small decisions over and over and over again to put something in instead of spending it. And those decisions add up to a completely different person by 35. The money compounds, but the behavior that feeds the money compounds first. If you skip that behavior, well, you're never going to get the financial compounding at the scale that's actually going to change your life. So I want to be careful here, because I'm not telling you to invest money that you need. I am not telling you to put your rent in the market or skip your groceries to buy an ETF. If money is genuinely going to destroy you, if you lose it tomorrow, do not invest it. That is not what this video is about, but be honest with yourself about whether I don't have enough is just a constraint, or whether it is just a way of postponing a decision that feels a little bit uncomfortable or overwhelming for you. Because for most people watching this video, there is $50 somewhere. There's $20 somewhere. Maybe you just went out and bought McDonald's when you could have been eating at home. Whatever it is, that first initial investment when you're broke, it matters so much. It is going to define the investor that you are. You just got to keep that in mind. So now, if I were starting over today with $50 and I had very little knowledge, it would be so straightforward. I would open a brokerage account. I've got a Robinhood link in the description if you wanted a Robinhood account, and I would put that $50 into VTI or VOO, and that's it. I wouldn't look up individual stocks. I wouldn't go down this research rabbit hole about which companies is going to pop. I wouldn't wait for a dip. Just a broad index fund that gives you ownership in the biggest companies in the American economy. Set it up, put money in, and add more when you can. Now, the reason that I say this is not because individual stocks are evil or anything like that. It is because when you're starting out, the decision of what to buy is the biggest thing that stands between you and actually investing your money. Now, if picking a stock feels overwhelming, you're just not going to pick. You're going to end up waiting. You're going to think about it. And then, hey, 6 months later, you're still going to be thinking about it. VTI and VOO, it removes that friction. You do not have to analyze anything. You do not have to believe in a particular part of the, company or a particular industry. Basically, you are just betting that the American economy is going to keep existing and growing over the next few decades, which is about as safe a bet as you can make in investing. It's not a guarantee, but again, on average, that fund, those funds are going to grow anywhere from 8 to 10% annually, which is super cool to see. So the advice, just get the account open, make the first contribution, automate a second contribution if you can, and then let time do what it does. So I can tell you right now, there's probably two types of people that are watching a video like this. There's the version of you that is going to start investing today, and there's a version of you that keeps waiting for the perfect time. Now, those two people end up in very different places. Again, not just financially, but in the way that they think and how they feel about money and how much control they have over their own life. And I know which version that I want for you. Now, listen. Again, I started investing in college with 5 other roommates and a bank account that had nothing in it. I really had no business starting, but I did it anyway. And I can tell you from the other side that was the scariest part, was just clicking the button for the first time. After that, it just becomes something that you do. It becomes part of who you are. And the identity shift for someone who thinks about investing someday versus somebody who actually does it is worth way more than any single contribution you'll make in your life, okay? Invest your first 50, 20, whatever it is. Do it this week. Do it today if you can. You're probably not going to regret starting, but I do think that you're going to regret waiting. Okay. That's what I want you to take away from this. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It would mean a lot. Thanks for checking it out, and have a great day.